Okay, welcome to Thursday of the second week. And the question we had about the homework was how many chances do you get, basically? And right now, all you've seen are homeworks. There's nothing in Moodle that's a test that you can see. There's some stuff that's invisible for now, and I will show you later, but right now we're not being tested. It's not midterms or finals.
There's any option to choose that,
So there's no test that you can see right now. So when you do a homework one, let's say I did this wrong. 135, the 5 will make the 3 go up to a 4. We talked about rounding last time, but let's say I did it wrong and put 130. Then if I submit it, then it says, oh, it's red, it doesn't like that. It gives me 0 of 1 points. I can move on and give up. And that's often a smart thing to do, because I don't want you to bang your head against the wall because you learn things. So just mark on, a scratch paper somewhere, the rounding homework, problem 1, ask for help either in class or in office hours and move on. But if you just make a silly mistake, if you think, oh, I really know how to do this, I just typed it wrong or was tired or didn't have my coffee yet in the morning or was thinking about something else or whatever, then you can get a similar question. So now it gives me it again, and you can see that you can have multiple tries on one question, or you can get similar questions like 98 more times. So I will again do it wrong. Instead of 600 with 595 making the 9 go up, and then a cascading chain reaction with it becomes 600. Let's say we did 590 or 590 and did it wrong. Then is there a retry? Yes, I can just retry it now. I can say, well, what if it's 605? And then I can try it again. It still doesn't like that. And so I only get 2 tries, and then I have to get a similar question. So that way, if you just have a typo, you can say, oh, that was just a typo. I meant to do 600, but I typed 60. So it'll give you another try. But you can have like a gazillion, right? 97 is more than you will ever have free time for of trying similar questions. So we're not trying to measure, do you know this or not? Hopefully you know it by the time you're doing the MyOpen Math because of the textbook. We're just trying to let you show off your work. Okay, for Jeffrey, let me show you real quickly because you're new. That here's what our class looks like in Moodle. Have you had Moodle in other classes?
This is my first time ever coming to play.
Okay, so one of the links in the email I just sent you, it has brings you right to this page.
Okay.
You have to log in up at the top, and yours looks a little bit different. So I'm going to switch my role to student, so it now looks just like you. So yours looks like this.
Okay.
And the welcome and syllabus is a book, so you can go to next at the top or bottom, or on the side, it'll pop up. There's all the pages of the book.
Okay.
On the phone, it looks a little different, but it does the same thing.
All right.
And then, so look at that, but I'm not going to spend class time on it. Then for each of our topics, so currently we're on rounding and estimating and addition and subtraction. We're just moving more into this. So all of these topics have the same 4 pages. Books and boards, that says, here's the 2 textbooks we have, and another link to the whiteboard that I brought you to with the email. We have a whiteboard here so that us in this room and the people in Zoom can do the same things together.
Okay.
One thing I should have mentioned Tuesday but didn't is that because Betty and Nicole are at their homes or wherever they're hiding, who knows, then there might be some delay depending on their internet connection and the strength of their phone or computer or whatever. So they might be 2 or 3 or 4 seconds lagging behind what we say here. And similarly, if they reply, it might take us a few seconds before it goes through the internet and comes out here. So one thing that means is if you want to encourage it to be feeling like a community and have everyone talking, then don't jump up and talk right away, because then all of us get this advantage, so. Pretend that you're like patient and composing your thoughts a little bit, and then. That will give them a chance, if they had started talking, to not feel like they're interrupting us, because we just get to be faster, because we're here. That makes sense? Yes, Kevin.
If they do, so we have like a good way for all of us to signify for raising their hands, is it like an emoji they can put up in the text? So.
We could, but it doesn't really help. Like, if Betty and Nicole were ever feeling left out, they could use Moodle to say, get, hands waving or something.
Oh, so there is like an icon.
There is some, but it doesn't go faster than them talking.
Oh,
So it's not going to. We just have to kind of be patient, like we're talking, the way you talk differently with your elderly relatives that don't hear well, so we just have to have a kind of slower. Pace to something, and that's just part of how this works with people here and in Zoom. Okay, anyway, so that whiteboard is also that we do the same things together. So that's this one. Of the two books, the one that starts with XYZ is a much better one. And the reason it's better is that for every single example problem, then you can say, show me some videos about this, including one in Spanish. And you can say, give me a similar problem to practice.
That video's too distracting, I tried doing the video to do my homework over the weekend, it's too distracting.
Don't mind, get off the white page thing, and go to
Can you, don't worry about going to the,
none of that right now.
not right now, we're just gonna do this in class.
Okay.
And you want us to actually do it as a group, Sean and I tried to do it on Zoom over the weekend when you were gone and nobody was signing on at all.
Yeah, cause I was traveling, somebody sent me a message saying, are you gonna be there or are you too busy? And I said, I'm too busy. But this Saturday was 11, I'm not remembering. 11. I think it was 11, I will be in Zoom and we can all do homework together Saturday at 11 if you want.
Cool.
That's in the class calendar. If we go to the welcome and go down just a little bit. Then, yes, 11 o'clock. So, what was I gonna say? So the general plan is doing things with different steps, so unfortunately, math is weird. That the way you learn math is by practicing itself, and doing homework, and I can't help you short circuit that. I would love it if math was like Matrix movie. Like, plug it to now we know calculus. But it's not like that, it's like riding a bike or doing pottery or martial arts or something where you just physically have to do this. And we get tricked sometimes and think math is all this mental thing, it should just be if I hear it, I know it, the way you can tell me a joke and I would remember the joke.
I just feel like more practice with it, just keep practicing with it.
That's how you learn it, and I'm not sure anyone knows brain neurology wise why it takes practice.
Martial arts, like just learning.
What about martial arts?
It's like martial arts, so it's like the mindset of a martial artist.
Yeah, you have to practice it, you can't just watch other
It's
people do it.
muscle memory,
Right.
but for your brain instead of like actual physical.
And I'm sure if someone wants to get a Nobel Prize working out why math is muscle memory and not just memory, but it is, so we have to live with that. So in that sense, I can't teach you math, you have to do the homework. So what is my job? Why are we all here together?
Learning.
Right? So the problem with math homework is that it's kind of scary usually. So my job is two things. I want to kind of do all the good warm-up exercises. Before you run a marathon, you do a lot of stretching and training. And I want to have us think about all the different ways we need to think so the homework flows easily. So today, for example, we're going to talk about place value and adding and subtracting. You probably know how to add and subtract and carry and borrow and stuff. So why are we bothering to talk about it? Because later on, when we get to fractions, then we're gonna use the same type of thinking to deal with fractions. So kind of warming you up with that is gonna help you later. So that's one reason we're here, is to kind of get your brain primed for the homework. And the other thing is to do fun games and things so that the homework seems less scary, because math is less scary. So anyway, that's the theory. So the books and the boards work together. You're going to talk with me and talk with each other and have a whiteboard. And I very much appreciate Betty and Nicole having their cameras on. I know some people hide in like the black screen.
Like, for
Eventually,
instance, Nicole is hiding, I don't see her.
that's okay, she's right there. Part of being at Zoom at home is it's dinner time, right? You can put your kids at the table and get food and that's fine, especially if I'm just talking and if I have to look at.
Trying to do homework with the little kids screaming in your ear is hard.
It is. Yeah, so we'll, you know, be more all talking and community as we go.
On the whiteboard.
But for now, we can at least see each other all the time, that's amazing. Okay, so step one is we talk about things and you practice using that nice XYZ textbook. Step two, what happens when you get stuck? One thing I mentioned already is just write down which problems you get stuck on, whether it's an example problem in the textbook or something in the Moodle page, and ask me, and we'll talk about it. You also can look at the old class recordings, they're always there in the videos page. And then there's also, I'm showing you YouTube things, sometimes a playlist. Or for some topics. Then when we go to the videos page, there's specific videos that seem to be very nice that people have liked. So I try and make it so it's efficient, and if you want more things, then you don't have to hunt for them, because YouTube is awfully big and it's hard to find the good stuff. The next page, worksheets. These worksheets I'm not gonna talk about too much, I talked about them Tuesday, but you can look at them. Some people like them, the only problem with them is they don't have an answer key. And I haven't been able yet to find the ones I made from the previous term, so I'll keep looking, and if not, I'll just write out new ones. So, but they give you some things, some people like them. You can skip over them, they're not required, they're not graded, but they are there. And then the last page, the My Open Math, that's the homework problems like I showed you at the beginning. So or don't jump right to these homework problems, right? Do the practice ones in the textbook a bunch of times, as much as you need, and how much of this you need to practice in the book depends on your background, the topic. Some topics you'll want more or less, some topics you're very good at and don't need much homework, some topics would need a lot of practice because your old teachers didn't teach it as well. So we will see. Okay, so that's the general strategy of the class and how everything works. So now when you see this, Jeffrey, you'll know that this one is special with the syllabus, and then all the rest are just our stuff. Okay, on to the whiteboard. So the whiteboard has lots of things, and they're just rows. We go across and do different topics. The one that we did last was number 11, adding with money and blocks. And now we're going to start number 12, adding with carrying. But before I jump into that, then I want to ask if there's any questions about all the rambling I just did.
No, I'm still calculating.
I do have a question. So how do I get this whiteboard? Is everybody just switching back from like the Zoom page to like the whiteboard, or is it, I feel like the first time we had class, it was all on one screen for me. Am I doing something wrong?
There's different strategies. Are you using a real laptop or a phone or a tablet?
A laptop.
A laptop. So if you have a laptop, then the Zoom screen that I'm looking at will sort of show you where we are. And
Right.
I have to keep on going because this is what's recorded for the people
Okay.
here today. But the nice thing about the whiteboard is that you can look at it yourself. So if I look like I'm clicking at tabs at the top of here, and look at tabs and say, go out of Zoom and go to what I'm doing. And if you want, then I can stop sharing my screen and you can share yours, and then we can see exactly how this works on your specific computer. But if you
I
have.
can tell you. I
Yes.
can tell you what I do. I use my computer for the class, and I use sometimes my iPhone for the blackboard, the whiteboard blackboard, or my iPad. So
You can certainly use two devices if you don't want to
Yeah.
have to switch back and
Yeah.
forth.
Oh, okay.
what you can do, then you have the class, then separate the whiteboard.
Right? Yes. Do you want me to stop the recording for a moment and let you share your screen, Nicole, and work out how this works for you?
I think I'll try. How do I share my screen? Do I just get on the whiteboard?
I have to stop share, so you'll have somewhere in Zoom a row of commands at the bottom. And one of them should be share your,
Oh, share screen. Okay.
let me pause the recording. Okay, so we've sort of dealt with the tech thing, but not really. Our warm up for activity 12 is snakes and ladders. So imagine we have this very small game board with only 16 squares, and our counter is on 9. So there's a blue. We want to win. We can't win in one move, because the biggest number we could roll on a die would be 6. And 9 plus 6 is only 15, and we have to get to 16. So it's gonna take 2 moves to win. So that's our goal. So the question is, how many ways can we do that? So I'm gonna erase all these extra markers.
We're actually using your guys' laptops tonight, David. Sean and I are using your guys' laptops
Yeah,
tonight.
that's fine, that's what they're for. Do you need mice?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what I'm trying to tell you, we left ours at home, so we need them now.
Okay, so there you go.
Oh,
So one way to do it in 2 moves would be first to roll a 1. That's not a snake or a ladder, so our spot would just sit there. And then we could roll a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and get there. So if you haven't played snakes and ladders, if you land on a snake mouth, the snake eats you and you go back down to the tail of the snake. So if you land on 15, it bumps you to 1. Or if you land on 11, it bumps you to 2. And similarly, if you land at the base of a ladder, it moves you up. So if you land on 3, it bumps you to 9. And if you land on 5, that bumps you to 14.
Take your heart with my.
Some of those might be important for this puzzle, but some of them don't matter for this.
How do you roll?
How do you what?
How do you roll?
How do you, well, we're not gonna roll, we're just wondering what all the examples,
Oh, okay.
what all the solutions are. So one of them would be first going 1 and then going 6. So you can make a post-it note with the sticky note tool here on the side, pick a color. And say, can I start by rolling 2? And then roll something else, is that going to work? What happens if I roll a 2?
And the next one you roll is an 8, right? I mean, the 6 will leave you up to 11.
And I'm starting on 9, so if I
Okay.
roll 2,
That looks like a
10
snake.
and 11, the snake's gonna eat me and send me down to 2.
Right.
And now I can't win in 2 moves, so that's not gonna be a good one, so this one I'm just gonna delete. So, okay, your turn, use the sticky note tool or talk to each other and figure out how to. Other ways you can win in 2 moves, okay. And you do okay?
I've been trying to log in, so it hasn't been working. All 3, and then this, and I've been doing that a very times.
Times and it's not working. I wonder why.
Last time I went to the roller. Roll a 3.
You know?
Mhm.
No,
Go ahead, you may have question. Do you know the answer to this one?
Yeah.
It's not letting him just hit enter on all the has to it.
I probably did this on like in there.
Much more.
Oh, maybe they just get a difference.
Thing would be fine,
You know.
like once you switch up,
Mhm.
did you restart it?
Thing over here?
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Roll up 5 and a 2.
I thought.
5, then a 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is safe, and then 2. Yes, 5 and 2 works.
I got a 3 and a 4.
So you said, whoops, roll a 3 and
And then a 4.
then a 4. Yep, drag yours down over here where we.
Drag one down, okay.
Yeah,
And I do that how?
just pull the sticky note.
Just how to do that.
Hold down the mouse button and pull it. See, click off it and then back on it. That's
Okay.
actually, yeah, there you go. And for this, and
Study.
Hmm.
Like, agree.
Zoom is telling you to zoom there, and you use this other button to go sideways.
Okay.
That button does stuff, the other button. And then what else is it saying? You can have comments, you have tools, I'll get to that here.
Thank you, man. So it is possible to roll 3 and then a 4, right?
So let's look, 3 would be 1, 2, 3 to 12, and then 4 would work, yeah. And I'm gonna make a copy.
After talking from the start.
So you had said 2 and then 5, and that does work, right?
5.
2. Are there others that work?
Start this.
I don't, that's on here.
No, not 2 and 5, 4 and 3 must have been what you said.
Use the scroll.
Roll a 5 and a 2, yeah, you can roll a 6,
And 5 and 2 would work. So we can make that.
We're gonna push the mouse.
Okay, can we do 6 and 1? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope, that's gonna have the snake eat us. That's not gonna work. Okay, I think we found all 4. I don't think there's more than. So that was our warm up. Now we're going to talk about addition and carrying. And again, this is gonna seem like something you probably know how to do, but we're talking about it, so when we get to fractions and decimals, it will be fresh in our mind. If you want my keys, just to get a new one.
These know my needs.
Okay, we're gonna step away from bills and coins and blocks. That's what we've been doing for 3 classes so far. And I want to think about carrying and how to do that well. So first, I'm making a new notation just for the next few minutes, where this little red thing happening here, I am writing the not carried number when adding. So 7 and 5 is 12. And then before I carry the 1, I'm gonna write it like that, just to show you what's in my head, because I can't put what's in my head on the screen unless I have some way to write it. And I'm putting a circle, because otherwise it's going to look like 312 instead of 3 with a 12.
Right.
Okay, and it'll bring everyone to me, by the way, where is my, there we go. Okay, now you're all zoomed in where I am. Okay, so how we normally would write this is 7 plus 5 is 12. We would put the 2 there and the 1 goes up here, and then 1 and 1 and 2 makes 4. That's how we've all been taught.
Yeah.
But I'm going to break it down into 2 steps, because again, the steps is what we need to think about for when we get to fractions and decimals. Okay, and we need something else to play with, so we're going to use playing cards. Because we want some numbers bigger than 10 to put in those red circles, like over here, right? So if we're using playing cards, what should Jack and Queen be?
And Oh, it is suitable.
No, the numbers.
Jack can be 11.
Jack can be 11.
Right, we had to be at 12.
And queen can be 12 and king can be 13. So this lets us count past to 10, but just have one thing. In a way that probably makes sense to most of us because we've played with cards. So there's other ways that mathematicians represent the numbers bigger than 10 using just one digit, but that would be a brand new thing. And the goal here isn't to learn new things, it's to think about old things carefully. So I don't want to show you those.
Okay.
Okay, so on this page, I'm gonna make it a little bigger so the money is not showing. Okay. We have 3 addition problems. And again, I'll bring everyone to me. Yes, you can. So let's look at the first one that's kind of blue. That's the one I've done for you. So we have 5 and 6. Let me zoom in for that actually right now. Make it really big for the recording. Okay. So we had 5 and 6 makes 11. 5 and 6 makes 11. But instead of 11, I'm putting a jack there because jack is 11. And then we have ace and 3 makes 4. So what I'm trying to do in that box is show you the first step, the not carried step. Which even if this seems a little like babyish, then we want to think about the 2 steps separately. So writing that would be up here. First, we have 5 and 6 is 11, and then we have 1 and 3 is 4. Now, of course, that's not our final answer. We can't have a number that's 4, 11. So the way we would actually do that is say that the 5 and 6 is 11. Instead of writing it down here, we would carry the 1 up to here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and have 51. And 4, 11 is sort of the same as 51, but 51 is the right way to write it and say it. So your job is to do the same thing for the other 2. Grab the playing cards down below and just drag them into the bottom spots to make those 2 problems.
We wanna make this one wrong. Don't
Yeah,
try it.
you want to solve it like the right way, but there's only one step. So the 4 and the 8 should be, what's 4 and 8? 12, so find the card for 12 and put it under the 4 and 8 column,
Okay.
and so on.
Okay. Oh, it's already going. So, I hear.
You're just right.
Yeah, this one was direct. That's the truth. Mine covered.
Okay, I'll move that down to there.
Three. To drag a card, I just double click on it or hold it down,
Just hold it down on it, yeah.
which would be that one.
Okay, so let me do the writing, because I have the fancy pen.
Okay.
So 8 and 4 is 12,
Right,
and we wrote that with the queen, because the queen is 12.
okay,
2 and 1 makes 3. But we don't actually want to write it like 3, 12, that's the wrong way to write things. So how do we fix that?
you wanna carry the 1 over to the top of the 2.
So we write the 12 that way, and then we do 1, 2, 3, 4.
Right.
Everyone okay with that? Can you kind of see that I could just take this 1? Oh, that's too big and puffy. I could just take this 1 and put it onto the 3. I don't have to put it up here. It's all going to the same place in the end. Okay, scooting over slightly. So with this nice problem, then we had 1 and 3 makes 4. 6 and 7 is 13, which we use the king, because the king is 13.
Right.
And 2 and 4 is 6, but we can't have 6, 13, 4, that's not a nice number. So instead. And we have 1 and 3 is 4, that was great. 6 and 7 is 13, we'll carry that one. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 34. Okay, everyone happy with that overly detailed carrying?
So,
Yeah, that's fine.
Looks fine to me.
Okay, no one's ever gonna ask you to do this. It would be really strange. No one's gonna give you a deck of cards and say, do this math problem the wrong way.
No problem, I'm just here.
But hopefully this is like exercising your brain in the right way.
Yeah, it's
something
waking
that
it
you-
up, and waking it up.
Okay, do we like this enough to do more? Most classes at this point say, I wanna skip this. Enough of your stupid playing cards. Skip it, okay, but I made this slide in case you really like it. The same with that. Okay, so we could make more problems. You can torture your friends and families, but we've done what we came for. Okay, now we have a game. We're gonna play a game called Climb to 21. I'm assuming everyone is okay with adding, because we just did adding and you said okay. And let's see if you can add strategically. So here is your warm-up thinking challenge for this one. Do you ever have to carry something other than a 1? In all the examples we did, the little number we put up top was a 1.
Did you hear 2, 5?
Can you make an example? What numbers would I use to add that when I did the addition, I'd have to carry a 2 or a 5?
Right.
Think of them, but which ones? I'll write it down and we'll test it.
So think of it, and then do we put it down, or do we tell you? about
Just
it?
tell me, because I have a nice pen. I'll write it and we'll do the addition and see if it works. Do we carry something other than a 1?
Yes.
What would work? Tell me.
Any number?
Yeah, any 2 numbers and I'll add them and we'll see if we carry something that's not a 1.
And not a 1. Okay.
26 and 39.
26 and 39. So if I add those, there is carrying. 6 and 9 is 15. But what I'm carrying is only a 1.
Right, so you're
So
going.
that one is a problem I can do, but it doesn't have anything where I'm carrying something bigger than 1.
Back there. Just add a number to the put a 5, I did in the 6 and put a 7, I did in the 9.
I could use more digits.
Yeah, I mean, we need more digits.
What happens if I do like 526?
Yeah.
And 739? That's a great one to look at.
Yeah,
So 9 and 6 is 15, I'm still carrying a 1. Well, let's cheat, I'm gonna change this. Let's make this 3 and 8.
okay, there you go.
Okay, 8 and 2 and 1 makes 11. Still, I'm only carrying a 1. 5 and 7 and 1 make 6 and 7, that's 13. Still, I'm carrying a 1.
Oh, so you would carry that as well, did you place the 1 over to the side by itself and just bring it down as a thousands instead of thousands column?
Yeah, not everyone does. You don't have to write it up here.
Right.
I just was doing it because we were talking about.
Oh, you were.
Yeah.
So we need a really high number, huh?
That's a high number, that's a good one. What if we have like 99 and 99? Do we carry something bigger than 1?
Yes, we do.
Let's see, 9 and 9 is 18.
No,
9 and 9 is 18 plus 1 more is 19. Oh. Looks like we only carry 1s. So, okay, that's nice to know.
What happens when you ever have to carry 1 more than once? Can you show us an example of that?
that's like hard.
Yeah, we carry more than once.
Yeah.
Well, if there's more digits, you might have to carry for each place, like in that middle problem.
Can you show us an example? That's something that I did on.
Like just right here. And this one we had to carry 3 times, 1, 2, 3, because we had more than 10 3 times. There is one way that you want to carry more than a 1 though. And the reason we're not thinking about it is because it's not something we do in school. If you have to add up a lot of numbers, then it might have that happen. So for example, if I had 99 plus 99 plus 99 plus 99, then when I add all of those up, 9 times 4 is 36. Oops. And 9 times 4 again is 36, so that's gonna be a 9. And like that. So if I'm adding up more than 2 things, then I might have to carry something bigger than 1. But you've probably never at school had anyone ask you to add up 4 numbers. And if you did, you could always just add 2. And then add the 3rd one on. And then add the 4th one on. And if you did it step by step, you wouldn't have to carry more than 1, so.
Well, at least we know how to do this now.
Okay, so we have another game. We're trying to get to exactly 21. And we just had a big tangent, so I'm just gonna go. We're gonna take turns. Is it okay, Betty and Nicole, if I do like one side of the room versus the other? Do you want to join in or just watch for now?
Just watch for now for me.
Yeah, I'm just gonna watch also.
Okay, we're gonna do another version of this in a moment, and I can have you join in there if you want. But, okay, this room is talking well though, so I'll just keep going. So you're gonna take turns, so Jeffrey and Tommy can be one team, this side can be the other team.
Yeah.
We're gonna move your little stones. Did I remember to lock this? No, let me lock this so that things don't move around. Okay, you want to claim numbers and add up to 21. And you can't go over. So we played a similar one that was really tic-tac-toe in disguise. And you only use some of your numbers, but this one, every number you claim, you're stuck with, and it's part of your total. And the other team can make you go bust, go past 21. But if you get 21 first, then you win. So if your strategy is 1 and 2 and 3, you're safe. You're not going to get too many, but they're going to win before you do. So let's have, because it's 2 against 3, you can go first. So
We'll just pick a number?
pick a number, talk to Tommy. Which number
What
do you want?
number you wanna go with? Wanna go with the 8 or 9 or how about a 9?
Then that.
Double click it?
So pick a green or a blue, color your team will be, and move it onto the 9. So we know that green team has the 9. Okay, blue team.
Stop eating my best up, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's see.
God bless you.
Somebody move blue onto 7.
So we got blocked. Yeah. I'm trying to see how that works now.
Green team, what are you gonna
Okay,
do?
what's 21 pick? We're gonna make it 21.
We're at,
We go, I think we go with the 8.
yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Okay, you're kind of risky, you're at 17 already.
Yeah.
Don't go bust. Okay, blue team, what are you gonna do?
3,
yeah, so you can.
block.
No, we just won.
Yeah,
Cause we're gonna get to 40 and make 21.
Yeah, you can get the 4 and make 20.
yeah.
Give me some. Yeah.
Okay. So that's like easy mode of the game.
Yeah, let us win.
Okay,
I got you.
so why did we do this? How was it exercising our brain? They had to think 4 will have us win. So it's asking you to think how many more. So here's a problem that's different. 7 plus what is 16? So I'm gonna start at my 7. Let me even make a little mark there. And I'm gonna move my pawn up to 16. So count with me, ready? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We had to move it 9. So the answer is that we're gonna have 7 plus 9 is 16.
Right.
So my question isn't, can you do this? Of course you can do this. My question is this addition or subtraction or both?
This is addition,
Addition.
because we're trying to get to a higher number, right?
I mean, it's,
That's a-
I mean, it's, I mean, they subtraction.
We're doing both.
We're doing both, right? Because we're making it bigger.
Right.
Making things bigger is how we normally think of addition.
Right.
But if somebody said 16 and 7 are the two numbers,
You would go down.
then yeah, we're subtracting to get to the 9.
Right.
16 minus 7 is 9. So if you haven't realized that addition and subtraction have that kind of overlap when you're thinking about how many more, then think about that now, because when we start dealing with fractions and decimals, you might get scared by fractions and decimals and forget that how many more is both subtraction and addition.
Adding and subtracting are opposite from each other.
Sort of, but here they're working together, right? So.
Can you say like in a little bit more slower, simplified?
Sure, if we're asking how much when I combine things, if I have $7 and then you give me $6 more, that's really addition, no questions. But if we're asking how much more to get to something, I have saved up $100. To buy this laptop, I need 200. How much more do I need to save? That kind of how much more problem is really both addition and subtraction, for the reason we can see here. It's addition because we're adding more money together, but it's subtraction, because to find out how many more, I have to subtract.
Can I say it, you said you get right?
Sure.
So when you're like we did with 21. Since we were adding two numbers. To get to a certain goal. That's still both adding and subtracting, because we're adding two numbers to minus.
Some people think about it with distance, a word that neither you nor I said that might help some people, is the distance between 7 and 16 is 9.
Right.
The number line. If you're measuring distance between two things, that's subtraction.
Yeah, it does, but what's more, I said yes.
Yep, I like what you said. Okay, Betty, Nicole, are you both available? It can be your turn.
I am.
Let's go.
Nicole got busy. Okay, do you want to play Betty?
Yes.
Sure, okay, so Chloe versus Betty. So now we're playing a different version. I'm going to erase almost all of these markers. And actually, we only need one. Okay. On your turn, Betty or Chloe, you're just going to move the marker onto a different number. You can't repeat the number that your opponent just used. So if Betty starts and says, I want 6, she gets 6 points. And now Chloe can pick any number except 6. And if she says, well, I want 7, that frees up 6 again. Betty can pick 6 a second time. Whereas before, once somebody claimed 6, 6 was just used up. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So this one is nice because if you have kids that are bored in line at the store or something, then this is easier to play in your head. You don't have to like keep track of what numbers have been played. You just have to remember what the most recent one was. So my kids do this finger game called chopsticks sometimes when they're bored, and then this is another one that they can play. Yeah, on a car drive or something. Okay, Betty, I'll let you go first. What number do you want to claim?
I want 8.
8, okay, so I'll just keep score over here. Betty has 8. Okay, Chloe. What number do you want?
9.
9, okay, so she has 9. Imagine it's on 9. What number do you want now, Betty?
I want
Right now it's on
7.
7, okay, so you move it to 7. 8 and 7 is 15, you're getting closer to the 21. Okay, Chloe, which number do you want?
8.
8. So 9 and 8 is 17. She pulls ahead, but maybe or maybe not, that's a smart thing.
And I want 6.
6, and then you get to 21, and then you win.
Yeah.
So we need a little more blocking of each other if you were to get good at this game. Both games, no one tried to block the other person, but that's okay. Our point isn't to get good at the games, it's to stretch our brains. Okay, so if you were to play this more, some things to think about. Do you normally win by getting to 21 or by forcing them to go over?
Both.
Well, we don't
I
have
get
time.
it to 21, I would say.
Okay, we don't have time in class to play this 10 times,
What
but
time is that over?
7:50. But, you know, maybe if you care, you could try it over the weekend with friends or family and see.
Sounds more like.
What's the best number to pick if you go first? Is there some strategy to that? And just in general, is there some strategy? Are you like trying to aim for 18 and then just slow down and go careful? Or are you trying to do something to like trick them so that you can make them go bust or something? Who knows? Things to think about. We don't know enough right now to answer these questions. Yes, Tom?
Are all this stuff on, like the site, can we like find this in the?
Yeah, whenever you,
On,
when you are here, the whiteboard is there.
okay, cool, alright,
So it's also in every one of the little booklets for the topic, the whiteboard, it always has its own link there.
alright, sweet, thank you.
So. What I should do is actually tell you which ones, like, because it tells you in the whiteboard that what we just did was an addition one. But I probably should put in the Moodle page that, by the way, for place value, it's boards like 1, 2, 3, and 5 or something like that. That would be play. Okay, now we have a better game. The games we just played stretched your brain a little bit. We talked about subtraction and addition, but this one is actually a fun game. This is a famous British pub game called Pigs. There is a game called Pass the Pigs, that's a more modern thing with little rubber pigs, you roll like dice, want them to land in funny positions. But this isn't that, so if you're thinking of Pass the Pigs, this is a different game.
Yeah, it sounds
I
like.
have walking.
So,
I'm just need to put it in my, hand walk from.
do you want another warm-up? Do you like these thinking puzzles?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so talk to each other. This one, you're going to make copies of numbers. I've provided all the numbers you need here, but you might need to make copies of them. There are 3 squirrels. They ate a total of 25 nuts, and each of them ate a different number of odd nuts. So what are ways that this could happen? So we could do, as one example, 1 and 3 makes 4. And then 4 and 21 makes 25. So that's one way to have 3 different odd numbers that add up to what we want. So go ahead and I'm just gonna make a few copies of all of these odd numbers so you can grab your own things to work with. And see how many different ways you can make 3 numbers that add up to 21. And what I'm gonna do is put a little circle around mine to say that's one answer.
I don't think I'm off for this.
5. Oh, I took my answer, 55, 20. I gotta make 25, so I can't do that.
Now 15 and 5 doesn't work. You need 2 5s and you're not allowed to repeat.
What is this,
And we're trying to get to 25.
It's gonna get to 25.
what about the 25?
That's only one score.
Okay, so we got 23,
What about the squirrel?
we got a 2 gone, there ain't no 2, not
You
odd
need
number.
3 numbers that are all different, and all odd,
So
and add up to 25.
5, 17.5 is what, 22, and then Val, there you go, write that one down. Oop. So pick this
9
one,
and 7.
boom,
No, you can't have two nines.
Get it?
So
Okay.
but that's a different question. Okay, 5, 3, and 17. We have a second one.
yeah, that's good, right?
Yeah,
Mm,
you can certainly use a calculator to test different combinations if that helps you check your adding.
11 and 15,
11 and that would be 26.
oh,
That's only 2 squirrels and too many nuts.
okay. So you go 11 and 9 would be 20, and a 5 or down. Ah. Can I keep making combinations, or?
Yeah, keep going.
Let's see, let's go with, for common. 15 and 13, you go ahead. It's 28 on my bad. Uh-oh, that was my page.
Just go undo. See this little arrow here? Jeffrey, do the undo and it will.
This one? Cool,
It's back.
I'm back.
That's what happened to my page.
There we go.
There, I think fix it.
What's that, 9, 11, 20. Listen. Okay, 15 and 11 is,
You were very close. If we have 11 and 9, what else do we need as our third number? You had said it out loud at one point.
can I have that one?
1, yeah, so put the 1 in that circle also.
That's 13.
Okay, 15 and 7 and 1. So 15 and 7 is 22. That one we need a little more. So 15, 7, 3 we have already, so let's keep the 1, but get rid of the 7. What can we put with 15 and 1 to make it work?
Happy.
Oh, Betty got it faster. Okay, so yes, 15, 9, and 1 works. Okay, good enough for now. So there's at least 10 different ways to do this. So if you want to stretch your brain more or torment your friends or family members, you can say, we only got 4, there's 6 more hiding there. Okay, I'm gonna skip that. So here's how pigs work. We're gonna play one game all together, which isn't very exciting, because we're all gonna win, because we're just the only team. But we're gonna see how the rules work. So I need a 6-sided die. Are you willing to be my die roller? Okay. So she's always gonna roll the die. And then we're all going to pick whether we're going to be safe or risky. And we'll see what that means in a moment. Okay, so let's make this a little bigger. And Jeffrey and Sean, can you move your arrows a little bit so we're not blocking this? Okay.
Oh, man, where we at?
I'm gonna lock that. Just watch me for a moment. This is the learn the rules of the game part, then we'll actually play. So 1s and 2s we're calling pigs. And they don't count as the first die roll of the round. So this is round 1, so roll a die, if it's a 1 or a 2, roll it over, 3. So we get 3 points, so I'm gonna write a 3 here. Then as a whole class, are we happy with a measly 3 points, or do we wanna keep going?
Keep going, I don't like the fact that it's just 3 points.
Okay, so roll the die again. And we got 5. So now we're at 3 plus 5 is 8. Now, here's what's gonna happen. If she rolls a 1 or a 2, we lose those 8 points, because we were picking to be risky. If she rolls 3 to 6, then we keep adding it on, 3 to 6 more points. Does that make sense?
What can we roll?
Like, can we roll?
No, said what can we roll?
What can we roll? 1 to 6, it's just a 6, normal 6-sided die. So as a whole group, should we be safe and keep our 8 points? That's getting a little bigger.
So what would be unsafe?
Unsafe is if she rolls a 1 or a 2. Then we lose everything so far.
The other her doing that is pretty sandy.
I'd say we should keep on rolling.
Keep going.
I would say keep to keep our 8, because if she rolls a 1 or a 2, we could lose. So I'd say keep
Okay,
the
I
3
want
plus 5 and 8.
each. What do other people want? Betty and Nicole, you can share too. Do you want to have us all keep the 8 or keep going?
Those are only two.
I think keep going.
Odds are still.
Why not?
but we might
Keep
need
going.
one or two.
Okay, so far I'm hearing more, keep going. So roll your die again. We'll see how lucky we are.
Okay.
3. Now we're up to 11. 3 plus 5 plus
I'm
8.
happy with 11.
Anyone want to keep going and be risky?
No, I'm happy with
One more.
11.
I'll say one more.
So, at this point, then I'm gonna say we're safe, because that's what most people wanted. But go ahead and roll, see if Gavin was playing himself, if he'd be happy. 2, so you would have been sad, because you would have lost all your points, and we would have had 11.
Thanks for
So,
saving me then.
but we picked to be safe, so I'm finally going to write equals 11. So then we'll keep going, we'll do that 5 times. So we'll either have 5 numbers that are bigger than 0, because we wimped out and we're safe. Or we'll have some numbers that are 0, because we didn't quit when we should have, and we were too risky. Everyone
Okay.
with me so far?
Yeah.
So we
Then-
can't go 10 right?
You can't what?
So what's the objective to not?
To get as many points as you can.
But how are the different possibilities of doing so?
As whatever
What
the,
makes us go completely out?
you only go out if she rolls a 1 or a 2 and you are still working in this round to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Once everyone says they want to be safe, then we move on to the next round. Or if she rolls a 1 or a 2.
Then you're out.
Then that round is over because
Right.
people get out.
Okay.
Okay, so I don't think we actually need to do 5 different rounds. I think we can move on and actually play the game. So
Mhm.
who wants to be part of a team?
Oh, fine, we're good. I was just going to
Do we
do
want
it.
everyone to do it on their own?
I'm on the.
Okay, let's have everyone, can you move your cursor, Jeffrey, so I can write? Okay, so Gavin, Sean,
Oh, I see.
Jody. Tommy, why am I saying Timmy? I know you're. Are you an I or a Y, Tommy? I forget.
Oh, why?
You're a Y, Tommy. And Jeffrey. And you are ERY or R?
ERY.
ERY, Jeffrey, Betty, and. Okay, do you want to play also, Chloe? You're just rolling the die. Okay, so go ahead and roll the die.
1.
Ones don't count to start or range, so roll again. You can't start with a pig. 4, so, oops. 1 moment.
What happened?
Okay, so anyone want to stop with 4 points? So far for round 1, we are only at 4. All or now, or I'm gonna say you're risking, you keep going. Okay. Roll again, see what we're up to. 3, so 4 plus 3, now we're up to 7. Anyone want to be safe with 7 points and for sure have 7 points for round 1?
Say, Dave.
You're gonna be safe, okay, so under Jeffrey, I'm gonna rate 7, and you don't get any more points now for round 1. If she
Right,
rolls a
right, right.
6, then you don't get it, right?
Right.
Okay,
3.
3, so 3 plus 7 is 10. Anyone want 10 points for being safe? Silence, crickets, okay. A 4, 14 points, we're getting pretty big. Anyone wanna be safe with 14 points?
I'll be safe with 14.
Okay, so I will write for Nicole 14 points.
Dan's looking them back.
Okay. Oops, something happened, somebody hit undo.
I think I did. I'm trying to expand.
It's down
screen.
here with this undo thing.
Oh. Now undo it.
No, try again. There you go. See if I can lock that so it doesn't happen again. Lock, okay. What did you get? A 1. So 0 points for Gavin, Sean, Jody, Tommy. Great job, Nicole. You are strategically brilliant.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Okay, round 2.
6.
6. Oh, big start. Okay, anyone want to stop with 6?
I will.
Okay, Jeffrey is our conservative, safe player. He goes to Las Vegas and doesn't leave sad, but does he win much? We're not sure. Okay, anyone else want to stop with 6? No, okay.
We've been greedy.
4, so 6 and 4 is 10. Anyone want to stop with 10?
Me,
Is that Betty?
yes.
Okay, Betty has 10 points for round 2, all secure and safe.
3.
3, 10 and 3 is 13. Anyone want to stop with 13? Sean,
Same.
okay, Sean and Gavin have 13. Okay, keep going.
6.
Wow, okay, so 19.
I'll start with 19.
You're gonna stop at
Me as
19.
well.
Okay, Tommy also,
Yes.
are you keeping going, Nicole?
I'll keep it honestly, we can always try risking it all over again next round.
Do like a thumb up or down, Nicole, I can't hear you because you're muted. Do you want to keep going, or do you want to stay safe with 19? Keep going, okay.
2.
2, oh. Not
Oink,
lucky.
oink.
Okay. I don't know why it's called pigs, by the way, I think I used to. There's a Wikipedia article, just as a quick preview, that you can read about the history of this, or you could just imagine a bunch of old people drunk in England playing this. Do you know why the British are famous for their pubs, by the way?
Right.
Why?
Did they
Because
drink?
they like to drink too much.
That's sort of, but you can drink at home.
Gamble.
Why would you go to the pub?
To gamble.
For friends and company?
No? More basic than that.
The drink,
No.
good times.
Firewood.
Firewood,
Yeah, it was a lot of work to heat your house. So what people would do was have lots of blankets, spend the cold evening at the pub where everyone's basically sharing one fire and lots of body heat.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah,
when
yeah.
it got too late, then
Yeah.
you'd stumble home and
That
bundle
actually
up
makes
under your
sense.
blankets in your freezing cold house in the winter. And that way you didn't have to chop firewood all day. So anyway, okay,
That's cool.
okay, round 3, we all start with
6.
6. Oh, a nice good round so far, okay. So who wants to stay at 6?
I will.
Okay, well, you now have 6 and 6 is 12, 19, so you're tied with Tommy, which isn't bad. You're not racing ahead, but
Well, she's gonna roll through
this
right now.
maybe might work, we'll see. Okay, anyone else staying? 6. Oh, 12, we're moving quickly, already at 12.
Me,
Betty? Okay,
I'll say maybe next.
but not this time. Okay,
2.
a 2.
Ever lost.
Darn it.
Okay. Oops, that's not my eraser.
I
Okay, round 4, what do we start with?
5.
5, okay, anyone want to stop with only 5?
Yeah, I'll stay at 5. I'm down that brick road.
Okay, roll for everyone else.
6.
6, 11, that's a nicer number.
me,
Okay, Betty's gonna stay at 11.
So,
And Gavin's gonna stay at 11. So far, Gavin has a total of 24, that's not bad. And Betty has a total of 33, so 33 is the number to beat. If you can't beat 33, Betty's gonna win. Okay. Just roll again, it went off the table.
5.
5, we're up to 16, not our highest.
I'll stay at 5 too. I'll stay.
Okay, 16, anyone else staying? Okay, 2 people are being risky.
1.
1, oh.
Only
Nicole
one.
started out great, but was unlucky twice. Tommy Osel has had one good thing for them. Okay, round 5.
2.
2, can't start with the pig, roll over.
3.
3, starting small. Anyone want to keep a measly 3 points? Remember, you have to get to 33 to have
No.
any chance of beating Betty. No, okay, no one's. A 1, so
What the hell?
everyone has 0. So
Oh,
Betty wins.
no.
So Betty wins with 33 total.
Good job, man.
That's how to put it.
Jody got.
So I did all of the
I
admin.
got 30, short corrected you, David, I got 33 too.
You got,
Cause I said 19 like Tommy too.
oh, wait, you're right, I wasn't paying attention. I don't have 33, what's 19 and 16?
And that's 35.
That's 35.
So Betty did it, but I won.
You stole the Jaws
Aye.
victory away.
If I said I went, sorry, Betty.
Good job.
Sorry, Betty.
Okay, so other than don't trust I'm paying attention. I did all the adding and carrying. This wasn't great practice for you for carrying, but again, I'm assuming you can carry, and we have calculators these days, so
So
we're.
I could always pause and.
Well, sir, I'm gonna pick up that early.
Okay,
Yeah, I thought our pack was out at 7:20.
okay,
That's what it says on my paper anyways.
now 7:50,
I got, my babysitter expecting me back at that time, so,
okay.
yeah. I got one of my, I know.
I'll put the laptop and mouse away, just leave it there.
Y si
Well,
no
we
se
can
con agua,
do
amigo,
Tuesday,
para
right?
que esté, please.
Tuesday, right? Tuesday. Yeah, man, I know, I already did.
Okay, and the same Zoom will be happening Saturday 11 if you want to do.
I'm more with you guys coming down.
Okay,
Nice meeting you again.
nice meeting you, thank you for being
You
here.
guys have a good day.
You too, so classes from 6 to 7:50, that's what it's over with, just to let you know,
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
right?
Okay, so if you like this game, but wanted it to be more complicated for some reason, there's lots of ways to do that. You could use other dice, you could use. cards. If you used a card with the Jack 11, Queen 12, King 13 business, then you could have up to 13 added each time instead of just 6. So you could roll 2 dice and add them together. If you wanted to really be crazy, you could roll 2 dice and multiply them, because then 6 times 6 is 36. You could get a whole lot of points in one roll. So there's lots of versions of pig, and if you want to read about them, again, there's the Wikipedia article. And the article gets into some pretty advanced math about what's the best strategy. It sort of looked like when we were playing with the basic 1 6-sided die version, that you should quit somewhere around 13 or 14 or 15. Right? It didn't always get up to 19. If you were waiting for some number in the 20s, it's probably not gonna happen.
15.
So we're learning some strategy. So if you want to read more, because you know, people that like math have done a lot of thinking about this already, you can read the Wikipedia articles.
Hey, I'm gonna move my truck, okay, is it okay if we start from the break?
So the break, yes, we're sort of playing a long game through the break. It's okay if we have a stretch break now? Sure, yeah. Okay, stretch break. So this is a weird, tricky warm-up problem. We're trying to make, in the first one, let me get my underliner.
Go ahead.
So we're trying to, in the first grid, to have 10 counters, so there's 10 blue things in this first grid. And we want every row and column to have an even number.
That's the.
So, yes, this is even with 2, this is 2, 2, 2, 2, so every row has an even number. Does every column? No, because this column has only 1, and that's odd. And this column has 3, and that's odd, so we're not there yet.
So I got ways to go to figure this one out.
Yeah, so we're not gonna have time to solve this now, but Now Sean is hooked, spend the weekend.
I
Okay,
gotta figure that one out.
okay, on to what we're really doing.
So,
So,
there's-
we talked about adding. And the perimeter is the distance around its edges. And some people like to think about like tape measures or a string or things like that. What helps me sometimes is to picture that I'm an ant. So, sure. To say, I'm gonna pick one corner to start at. And I'm some kind of ant. And then I'm gonna walk all the way around the edge. And the reason I like that mental picture is that when I miss these types of problems on tests, it's because my brain is tired and I either don't count one side and stop too soon, or I double count one side.
You
So,
don't wanna be an ant, cause if you're an ant, you'll get stepped on.
well, that's true too, but just thinking about it helps me in this way, can I remember to pick a starting point and then not double count things.
Cool.
So. But you've probably seen perimeter and done this kind of adding. So tell me at least, so I can know if we need to really talk about it as if it was brand new, or if this is reviewed. With the triangle, what's the perimeter?
Adding them together,
Add them up together, so what is it? I'll write what you say.
so. They're like, it's just, going around, you're going around at, you're starting. You start wherever your starting point, you add each side up, you add all each sides up.
Okay, which corner do you want to be your starting point?
Let's start with 3.
That's a side, I need to, which corner?
The top,
Top, okay, so we're starting here, are we going clockwise or counterclockwise?
clockwise.
Clockwise, okay, so we go down this way. And that's 5, and then we keep going this way. That's 4. And then we finish, and that's 3.
Yeah.
Okay, so 9, 10, 11, 12.
Yeah.
What am I missing?
Yeah, but the inches.
Inches, yeah, since it's a geometry problem, it's kind of like a word problem, I'm supposed to label it.
Yeah.
Okay, on your own, try and do the blue one. And then we'll compare our answers in a moment. So think about what it would be, write something in front of you if you want, and then we'll talk about it.
Why it's so funny, What I think for pets.
If you wanna have a piece of paper, you can ask.
Sure.
And for you to make some gingerbread pancakes?
Now, no one else wants them, then I should know his name, but I'm blanking on it, the security guard that we all see as we leave at the end, I'll hand them to him.
Yeah, I forget that security guard is staying too.
He is a nice guy. Okay, I don't want anyone to say.
The heck was that?
That's my brother, so. Let me just tell him I'm in.
Oh, let's see, right clear. Right there.
That's why I took out my phone so nobody but see when I'm in class.
It's 2 inches. It's more of a review, pretty much.
Okay, I don't want anyone to say the answer, but I just want us to go kind of part way. How long is this side? the bottom side.
I would say probably pretty long, but I'm not sure.
Any ideas?
I'm waiting for the answer. He's looking to see the answer.
What is the question?
How long is the bottom side of our rectangle?
6.1,
6.1, and how did you do that?
because the upper one is 6.1.
Yeah. Part of being a
The same.
rectangle is the opposite sides match, so this one is gonna be the same as that one. And in a similar way. How big is this side on the right?
3 inches.
3 inches. Okay, now you can have. And it's perfectly okay to use a calculator. The GED will have a few problems that are not calculator allowed, but they don't involve adding decimals, so.
Yeah, I'll get out there, sure. Well, he left already?
No, I mean, Gavin or something here.
Okay.
I think that they're just probably going to the bathroom.
Okay, so anyway, pick one corner. Which corner do we want to start at?
Is it from our provider?
Not sure what you mean by that. Good times, something, okay.
The order may be here tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna mute Nicole for a moment. Okay, I'm gonna pick this corner.
Go ahead.
And then I'm gonna go that way. So we have a 6.1. And then we're going down the right side, so that's a 3. Then we're coming back across the bottom, so that's a 6.1. And now we're going up and we're adding 3. We haven't talked about decimals yet in this class, but if you need a review, when you're adding numbers and some have decimals and some don't, you can always imagine that there's like a hidden 0.0 for the ones that don't have decimals. So now they're all lined up and the place value is always the same. We have ones for this place value and tenths. Okay, 1 and 1 is 2. The decimal point goes straight down. 6 and 3 is 9. Another 6 is 15. And then 3 more is 18. So 18.2 inches.
That's what I got.
Yay, so if you've got 18.2 inches, pat yourself on the back, good job. Okay, yep, someone else got that earlier, great job. Okay, so adding up a bunch of numbers, especially when you're allowed to use a calculator, that's not hard. That's kind of the calculator's problem. So how can you make this tricky? If you were a test writer making a GED test or something, how would you make this tricky? There's 2 ways. The first way to make this tricky is to hide a measurement unit conversion problem inside the perimeter problem. So now we're saying that there's a rectangle, oops, and it's 2 feet long.
This thing look like pancakes smell good, but I've already eaten dinner.
And 20 inches wide. What is the perimeter in inches? So the problem is that the 2 feet these are the wrong measurement units. We want inches, but they gave us feet. So how do we change feet into inches?
Uh, I think a foot is about 12 inches.
A foot is 12 inches. So 1 foot equals 12 inches. So that means if I have 2 feet, it's gonna be 12. 12 is 24 inches. So I need to take the 2 feet and say, let's get rid of them. And change them into 24 inches. And now I have inches everywhere. And I can do the problem. So I'm gonna pick one corner. Make sure I'm going all the way around, 24 and 20, another 24 and another 20. And I get 88 inches. Everyone okay with that one?
Yeah.
Yes.
So adding up the 4 numbers, that step, that was just the calculator having to do it. And if I was tired or taking a test, I wouldn't trust my mental math, I would use a calculator, why not? But-
Calculator.
The hard part was realizing that these 2 feet were the wrong thing and to swap them out. So be careful of that. Sometimes there will be tests that give you a problem and they mix up the measurement units, like feet and inches, and you have to get them all the same before you can start. The other way is to hide some addition or subtraction inside the perimeter problem. So here's a joke. When my grandfather turned 70, he started to walk 3 miles each morning. Now he's 75 and we have no idea where he is. But the actual problem is he started to walk around the neighborhood each morning. Here is a picture of his route, but I don't know 2 sides. I'm not sure what this top side is. And I'm not sure what this left side is. I know all of the others. So how much is the red top side?
Your grandfather must be in a lot of good shape if he's 70 years old and he walks lots of miles.
I think the
3
red
miles.
3 miles.
3, yeah, because if I go this far, that's 1 mile. And I go this far, that's 2 more miles, so that's the same. So this one, red one is 3 miles. Everyone happy about that?
Mm-hmm.
How about the green one? That's a little trickier.
Mile.
Half a mile.
Half a mile. How did you get
Half a
half?
mile.
Is 1 mile on this going vertical going 1 mile.
If you go all the way down here, that's 1 mile, but then you have to back up. I'm saying that's 1.5, but then you have to back up 1 mile.
Yeah.
So just a half is left.
Yeah.
So this is the other way to make a perimeter problem tricky. They don't measure all the sides for you, and you have to think a little.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. We're not actually gonna do these yet. We're just again sort of stretching our brain. You'll have opportunity in the textbook to do these. But they should all be easy because I've shown you how they get hard. Okay, now we're doing a vocabulary thing and then we'll be done. So draw a polygon with 7 edges. So what are polygons? Let's go back to the first slide. So a polygon are closed shapes whose edges are straight lines. So all of these things are polygons below this. What's not a polygon? Well, a circle is not a polygon because it doesn't have straight lines. And the other way you can have something that's not a polygon is that it's not closed. So if you had a shape that looked like that, that's also not a polygon. Because it doesn't have the last line to connect things.
I get you.
So now our thinking thing from the end is, how would you have a polygon with 7 edges? So you don't have to do this neatly, but if you have a mouse, or maybe if you have a tablet, then take the pen tool and try and draw something with 7 edges that has straight lines and is closed. And if you want to do it off to the side instead of. We have lots of room up on the side, if that helps you. Should I pull everyone towards me? Would that be good?
One more here.
Yes.
Okay, there we go. Oh,
I'm there, guys.
So we use. Is it, what's it called, octagon, good?
don't worry about the name. And it doesn't have to look pretty. No one says it has to be symmetrical. No one says all the sides have to be
I
the
don't
same.
know how to do, I don't know how to draw.
Do we draw on here?
Yep, just use that little pen tool up at the top. I'll do one just as an example. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There, that weird, like broken duck shape. If all of my lines are really straight, then it's straight lines and they're closed, so it's a polygon. Okay, a shape with 4 edges, that's not a polygon. So how do you make not a polygon? You either have an edge that's not straight. So maybe my not a polygon goes 1, 2, 3, and then that's not a polygon. Or you have it not be closed. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? The Big Dipper is not a polygon. And then last, because it's Thursday, if you want, design a tricky perimeter problem that does both of the tricky things. So give us one side in feet and another side in inches, and we have to change it. And there's some hidden addition or subtraction, like there was in this one, where not everything was labeled to start with. So you don't have to do that, but if you do, then on Tuesday when I see you, we can use your problem as a warm-up problem. And if you want to do that on paper and take your phone and take a picture of it and email it to me, then I can take that picture you send me and put it right on the whiteboard and we'll all have it to look at.
Yeah.
So optional homework, if you want to be the teacher and design problems for the rest of everyone to do, now there's your chance. So let me show you a little bit of like finishing up things. So we still have more to do with subtraction, but we're done with addition. So if I go in Moodle to the addition and subtraction one, I can look at the textbook, I can look at the whiteboard. I can look at some addition videos, that helps me. I can look at the worksheet if I want, again, that's always completely optional. And in the My Open Math homework, I can do the addition one. Unless you really want to be ambitious, you don't have to try the subtraction one over the weekend. If you happen to have a schedule where weekends are very open and weekdays are really busy, maybe you want to try and get ahead. But we haven't really talked about subtraction. But the addition one, after you've done the textbook review, because remember, don't jump right to homework. So do some addition in here, then you should
Try it out.
Try that out. And again, if you do that, then Tuesday, right before class, or sometimes at breakfast, sometime Tuesday, I go through and I see who has done more Moodle homeworks last week. And that's how you get the extra hour of time, and that helps you because you need so many GED program hours to get the vouchers for free for this stuff.
I don't need to GED vouchers.
So. Okay, any other questions before we're done? Yeah.
So we have homework?
The homework, yeah, you always have homework. It's to first look at the textbook
Okay.
and say, oh, I want to go into whole numbers, addition with perimeter, and look at the example problems. Right, when it finishes loading, look at the videos if I want, or say, give me some similar ones. So go through the example problems. And then, once you've done that, the My Open Math should be easy because you've had the right kind of practice.
Okay, so yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so yeah, for all of our topics, so far we've done place value, rounding and estimating, and now the addition part of addition and subtraction.
Okay,
And you'll see on your main page, these blue boxes get checked off as you do more stuff.
okay,
So you can feel happy with getting more things checked.
sweet.
Oh,
Think
Okay.
the doors were locked.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
so.
He had to run in here, cause I guess he went outside to get some air and the door was locked.
Okay,
I have to move my truck and run back.
okay, I'm gonna finish this up and then I can help Gavin. Need to, so any other questions before I stop the Zoom?
Nope, we're good.
Okay, see you Saturday at 11 or Tuesday.
Okay, thank you.